Hey everybody, it's Chuck. Welcome back to the Cybertruck. So today's video is going to be about an issue that several people have brought up. I've brought up before, and I just want to highlight it to the Tesla AI and the Cybertruck team. I know they're aware of this issue, but it's something just I want to show some use cases. And this is about the way that the rear view cameras and the blinker cameras work and how they should function for better usability in the Cybertruck. As you all know, there's an option in there to turn on the blinker cameras for your blind spot. I think it's called blind spot camera. So you turn your left blinker on and you get your left camera. You turn your right blinker on, you get your right camera. When you're in forward and drive without a blinker on, you're in the rear view mode. And as you can see here, I've got the new stack on 2024-26.15. I think I got that number right, that has the Vision Park Assist, and that's what this display is over here, if that looks different to you. What we're talking about, and those that Cybertruck owners that continue to mention this, we're just highlighting it because there are some use cases where I need to be able to see out of the rear and the sides at the same time. And mostly it's because of the tonneau cover. When it's closed, you can't see out the back, and as some of you know, I've removed my rear view camera because rear view mirror, because it was basically useless because I drive around with my tonneau closed about 95% of the time. The other scenario is this back right shoulder blind spot. It doesn't quite do the left, but the back right blind spot looking to that rear quarter is looking through the C panel, which is where the sail is, and you cannot see it. It's a blind spot, especially in median intersections like my unprotected left-hand turn, which is right in front of us. But Tesla has already solved this, and many of us are already showing you, but I'm just going to show it again. Under the dynamics menu, if you're in park, you have this off-road mode. You go ahead and confirm going into off-road mode, and if you launch the off-road app, you get the view that I'm talking about. This is actually the front view, but let me go around to the rear view. Here's the rear view mirror camera, the left view and the right view. And when this application is launched, you can even tap on these and it shows the full screen. And which is, I think, a great enhancement of that, because there are some times where if you see a little something in there, you might want to tap it to get the full view. So this is the view I want in the full everyday mode. And I think there's screen resolution to do it. It perhaps doesn't need to be that high, but there are three use cases I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you both in the off-road mode and in the current mode of why. The first one is in my unprotected left-hand turn, looking back because I've got my left blinker on. And when my left blinker's on, my left blind spot camera is on. But when I'm merging out of the median, I need to look back to the right. And if I look back over my shoulder, I can't see. I look through my mirror. The mirror isn't even the right perspective. I can come back and turn on my right blinker camera and then use that mode. But there's a whole lot going on. And drivers are just used to using their mirrors and their cameras. You shouldn't be thinking about switching just to get a specific view. It should be visible, especially in the Cybertruck with the C panel kind of blocking off most of what is over our right shoulder here in the United States with left wheel drive. That's the first use case. The second use case I'll show you is when you're coming like up here on Roosevelt and you're going to turn right and you've got your normal camera view up and then you turn your blinker camera on. When you turn your blinker camera on, you basically, and I'll show you this, you come back in the comfort mode. When you turn your blinker camera on, the rear view camera goes away. While some of you say you don't need to see out of the back and you can see the here, as an experienced driver in my mid-50s, I can tell you I am always looking to see if there are people tailgating me that didn't see me turn my blinker on. You know, I'm a defensive driver in the way that if someone is tailing me and didn't see me turn my blinker on and slowly, I look there. So I want to see the rear view camera and the side camera at the same time. In this scenario, it doesn't necessarily need to show the right one, but I'm giving you a common solution you've already implemented in the off-road application to show both. So that's kind of what I would be asking for there. You know, where these cameras go, I think you've done a great job allowing us to move them, but I think we need the sides here filled in with the side view cameras, and maybe when you turn your blinker camera on, it gets larger. That's fine. And then the third use case I'll demonstrate is when the tailgate is down. When the tailgate is down, this rear view camera is absolutely useless. You can't see anything out of it. When you turn your side view cameras on with the blinkers, you can see out, but you get nothing out of that mode. In my opinion, the off-road app provides an always-on solution that when the tailgate is down, you can at least see out of your side cameras with just a glance. So just for demonstration purposes, I've talked it through those three scenarios. I'm going to demonstrate both of them in normal mode and then in the off-road app so you can kind of see it, and then we'll wrap up from there. So let's start off first with the normal mode here on my unprotected left, and I won't be using any automation today, but we're just going to come out here and I'm taking a left-hand turn. So there's my left-hand blinker, which I'm normally used to doing. And of course, I creep out to get a good view. And because I've got some cars coming here, I'm gonna just wait. Maybe here I can do my typical unprotected left toggle for you so you can see the oncoming cars. But what I'm going to be doing is a big question mark maneuver, which the ADAS operators have been teaching the Cybertruck how to do, so that my Cybertruck will fit into that median pointing to the left. But I've got to look back to the right for any oncoming traffic. And as you can see with this blinker camera, it doesn't work. You could argue I could turn my blinker off once I get to the median, but I don't want drivers to have to think about turning switches when you're in the middle of a maneuver like this. There's my famous auto wiper. All right, so here we go. We're going big question mark maneuver, and I'm going to fit the Cybertruck in the median. And now I'm in the median, but I cannot see at all. I'm looking in my rear view camera, a mirror, I can't see that. But if I go to the right camera, I can see just fine. This is the only view I have of oncoming traffic. The right sail blocks my view. I can't see it. So now here in the camera, I'm essentially just watching for that left lane to be open. And there we go. And I'm going to jump out into traffic. So that's scenario number one in the normal mode. In the median, looking to the back right, you can't see. I'm absolutely certain that the ADAS operators out here driving my turn are aware of this issue, and they've experienced it, because it's uncomfortable looking over your back right shoulder for oncoming traffic when you're in that pose after finishing the question mark maneuver. Okay, I'm gonna cut right here. I'm gonna show you what it looks like in the off-road mode, and then we're gonna go into our next scenario. Stick with me. Okay. Here comes scenario number one with the off-road mode app loaded to show the triple view camera. I'm going to go to rear view there. That's the way it should have been. I've got my left blinker on. Theoretically, my left blinker should have enlarged in my kind of dream world, but at least I've got a left and a right and a rear view here. So now I'm doing my normal creep out into the median. A little bit of traffic coming, so I'm just going to wait here a second. But while I'm waiting, you know, if I wanted to expand that, that would be great. I think that when I get into the median, what I don't want people to have to do is to switch cameras, and the glancing should just be here, available for them to view. So it should be fairly straightforward to do this because they're already doing it here. The bandwidth must be present for them to do it in this application. Now, granted, I do want to comment that off-road mode is not designed for highway driving. I do have that the all-purpose surface is on. The ride height is at high, which is why it probably isn't the best driving scenario. But here I'm going to do my right question mark and back in, and I can't go. But at least I've got a view here to the right. And look, I can expand that. And now it's expanded. I could, you know, it's the way this should work. So anyway, that's scenario number one in the off-road app, how the triple camera just allows the driver to essentially see everything without flipping around. Granted, the blinker camera should control which one is the largest, probably if the application was working correctly. But anyway, hopefully that use case shows you there. Okay, here we are in scenario number two in the normal mode. And as you can see, I've got my rear view camera up. Everything looks good, but I'm turning right here, and there's another car up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my right blinker on like I always do. But my immediate reaction is to look behind me to make sure there's nobody tailing me. I can't see that here. I need to be able to see my blinker camera and my rear view camera at the same time. I love these blinker cameras and don't want to let go of them by turning that functionality off. I just need to be able to see in the rear view at the same time. I think that's a fairly straightforward use case. It makes sense to most people, but anyway, that's scenario number two in the normal mode. Okay, here's use case number 2 in the off-road map. I've got an intersection I'm going to turn right on up here. I'm going to go ahead and turn my right blinker on. Granted, the right blinker should probably get larger, but I can at least still see out of the rear view that nobody is coming up on my tail quickly as I decelerate to turn off of this highway. So I think it makes sense to most people to understand why you would want to do this. But let's leave and expand the right one while the blinker is going to off-road and turn to the right. And then you can shrink it back down automatically when the blinker comes off. I think that is the way it should work. Okay, here's scenario number 3 in the normal mode. The tailgate is down. You can see the icon down here. The tailgate is down. The tailgate camera is absolutely useless here. It doesn't matter what I do, it's a useless camera. So I have no camera visibility unless I turn a blinker on. If I turn my right blinker on to turn right here, I get a view back. In my opinion, this is why the triple camera view would be better, especially with the tailgate down, just to give the driver some awareness of the things going on around the driver while the tailgate is down. We don't drive with the tailgates down all that often. You can see what my auto wiper has done to my windscreen there. But it is a scenario where the triple camera would benefit. And I'm just gonna end it there and say, I think it's obvious this doesn't make any sense. So let me show you what it looks like with the off-road mode. Okay, I've entered off-road mode here, and in the default, it does show you the front bumper camera, but there are 3 situations here, and here's essentially what I would be proposing for when the tailgate is down. I acknowledge the tailgate is down. It's not very helpful. Maybe in this scenario, looking out the front would be helpful, but that could be distracting to people. I think it's good to show your tailgate cameras down, but look, at the same time, I've got left and right blinker cameras that are useful to me. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my right blinker here, and I could tap this and expand it if I wanted. I do think that, this off-road mode is step 1. It's not a perfect solution, but I think it shows you that if this was up the full time, especially while the tailgate was down, it at least offers you some sort of visibility. So that probably makes sense to most of you. This is probably the best use case scenario where you can't argue against the camera because tailgate down, there just isn't a solution to see out of the back of the car, especially if the tonneau cover is down, other than your side view mirrors, which are there, but I'm telling you, the visibility out of these other cameras is much, much better. And let's just create a system to use them. All right. Okay, I think that is my demonstration. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to turn this back off. All you do is go back to comfort mode or sport mode, whichever you do, and you can see the height is coming off and down here to the normal mode. But that's 3 use cases of how the triple camera view, I think, belongs in the Cybertruck for where I'm noticing that you have visibility issues just in the design of the truck, but the cameras are there. We just need to get the software to show us what we want. Anyway, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think of this. I'm just trying to make the point that many others have made to show, I think we've driven the truck for several thousand miles now, and we're learning as we go. This might actually be a huge, huge improvement. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.